Hello, hello, hello. I am Vector Vaughn, and I'm here with the news. Summer Game Fest, then we got South Digger Jeff Keighley, has came and passed, and he brought some bangers with him. From the updates of Star Wars Outlaws, Black Myth Wukong, Space Marines, Meta 4, Kingdom Come 2, and so on and so on. Now keep in mind, we can't review them all because, well, I run out of potato. And Civilization 2 was announced. So VR game got announced. Also, nobody cares about Harry Potter at this point. Trans people are kinda cool. We had a new Batman Arkham game. With cool art style. Ratcatcher and the villain. And it's all in VR. James Gunn, Police, Elon and them Bison were also announced in Street Fighter 6, but Terry and Maine are officially in it. Holy, no matter of fact, Capcom stop being cowards and have more comic characters in it. I want to see Scorpion rip off Kinski. Blumhouse is also entering the land of the gaming sphere with a new set of titles. Among Us credits shows support for the independent game studios and shows off the new TV show, but fails comparison to Killer Bee the game. Damn, this is gonna be Game of the Year. Xbox also had a showcase for this, and it was fine. From a new Doom to expansion theory and the biggest reveal, Gears of War sequel.
Bruh.
Gears of War prequel. I can't leave. Can't run on these games. Oh, and Ubisoft was there. God, I miss E3. Shout out on this stuff, a space traveling VTuber who plays mainly Sega games and is a great artist, and also married the life of her husband.
I love you,
Okay, come on, we need to have double standards here. When a female has a crush on a male character, it's fine. But when
Happy birthday to you.
When this round, ladies.
And boosters effects, yay!
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. What are you?
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Beyond, led by Maximilian and Mariah, aka Retro Hulk. This mod helps clean up the visual a bit by giving it a cleaner shader, but don't tell Disney about it. Instead, tell them about the context. That song, enjoy the video.
The Souls of Legend. This ROM hack is a reskin of Super Mario 64 with a Zelda coding to it. The art direction is incorporating Zelda's lore into the Mario style, similar to Wake's Awakening, which is why some of the levels are directly inspired by some of the sets, like the Pose Sisters, the guards, and a few textures. While this game only has 4 worlds, the gameplay is the same thing as Mario 64, like I say, it's a reskin and a pretty damn good one. It is a bit hard, but in a fun way by keeping you invested in the platforming and problem solving. And all done to a great Zelda rendition of each song. Overall, get ready to collect the stars in this QC ROM hack.
Songs of Time by Nate Wants to Battle. Today, instead of an artwork, we're going to take a look at an album.
Songs of Time is inspired by Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, thus being a rock album of sorts with a linear storytelling elements. The lyrics are amazing, with each song being a POV, whether it's Link,
The same old bed in the same old house in the same old forest that I know.
Zelda,
Who's this? How did you get here?
or even The Dungeons.
Close heads are so red.
Each song has a great amount of detail and storytelling elements in it. From the beginning to the final boss, yeah, it doesn't have an ending, it just ends with Ganondorf's song, which is just weird. A few details I like was one in the same old town.
Compared to every child you know, you're something else. Because compared to every child you know.
I see in the comments on the video saying that he stopped singing because Nami came in, which also makes sense given the lyrics. Also, reading the lyrics made me realize how much pressure Link has.
You will do great things, be your saving grace.
Like, I get it in Tears of the Kingdom because he's an adult, but here, he's a kid. Anyway, back to the art. The instrumentals are also incredible. Whether it's samples or original music, it still got the spirit of the game. My favorite use of it was in Twisted, where it's so insane, it's so weird that the lyrics and instrumental chorus is mixed and well twisted.
World of darkness, world of darkness, except it doesn't even.
In each instrumental lyric, it has a callback to the previous song.
Now I don't mean to alarm you, but you missed so much while you were gone. Now I don't mean to alarm you, but these toys are far too much for you. Now you take the heart and soul away, she'll never see another day. It resonates, so take it all. You're just in time to see the fall.
This one was my favorite, in which the lyric and instrumental make it feel like Ganondorf is using a spell that he learned from the Witch Sisters. It's a great use of callback in music form and really great attention to detail. And finally, my highlights. Overall, the album is an incredible love letter to the game of time.
My phrases, you will, I will be your king. I'll be my king.
Blood Typers is a horror survival game set in an abandoned movie set. Inspired by Typing of the Dead, this game lets you do literally everything by typing. Even just moving around is a single letter away. Throughout the game, you have to collect items such as weapons, foods, and keys. The graphics are pretty nice. Sorry for the low quality, I'm running this on a potato, but when watching a few videos, you can tell it's pretty inspired by PlayStation 1 era games, especially with the models. But the main important factor of this game is the gameplay. The typing can cause such great suspense and can give you so much dread that makes you think fast. Boy! Now keep in mind, this is a short review segment because, well, it's a demo and not a full game. So we will keep you updated in the near future, or you could check out their social media accounts. But for right now, if you're still waiting for another House of the Dead, check this game out to keep you occupied.
Alright, guys, so before we go to Darknut Castle, does anyone need anything from the butt booty naked king in this cave?
Yeah, I need a health gem so I can convert it to a mega stone.
Cool, so Base Hunter, I need your protection gem, so I can gather them all for an ice bomb.
I hear you, man.
Alright, let's do this. League 27, strike him!
Abracad. Oh damn, I gotta go.
So we have a 33.33% chance of winning.
Can you keep it down? I'm trying to play Halo. Shut your dumb booty up. Ugh, what's going on?
Look, we are playing Society Online, and we lost the player.
Do you know that Skibbity has genre called MMOs, which is video game
I know what MMOs are. I've seen Level Up.
Well, good luck because you're the new League 27.
League 27 in 2024?
Hang on, guys. Mike, have you played an MMO?
I played Maldark, Conquer All the Worlds, back in... ...2012.
Hop in. Alright, Mike, here's the rundown. And that's the basic.
Hold on, having the name Legend 27 in 2024 is crazy.
Look, I'm filling in for someone.
More like filling his ass out with that dick riding.
Let people have fun, dude.
This isn't going to work. What the frick?
You got it?
Yeah.
Hold up. How do you feel about showers?
They're healthy. Why?
Look out, creeper!
Alright, let's stay together and find the...
Yo, they fired me for. What the?
Alright, Mike, hit them with a strike.
Oh snap. Which button was it?
9.
Let's get it on.
Vi sitter här i väntan, spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet är slipar.
Also, why don't you stop me from striking?
I do, but I wanted someone else to have the experience of Society Online.
Aww.
Shut up, guys.
Y'all wanna play World of Warcraft?
Combat Fighters King of Cards is a game with several characters from each universe duking out each other from different games. But there's a catch. Instead of using your strength, you use your mind. Now, yes, it's not original. It was inspired by Inoyicha's Demon Slayer tournament. But in this one, you can play as several badasses from several universes, like Sephiroth, Master Chief, Scorpion, Metal Sun, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, this is Broforce for gamers, and I'm all in for that. Straight to the gameplay. You select 3 cards with a K, in which you can rather walk, guard, regenerate, or attack. Sounds simple? Well, no, because this is fully based on luck and skills. You have to hope that they lost and not play you as a fool. Now, let's take this for example. Let's say you send an attack card specifically for the area, and then son of a bitch. Okay, how about you're not? Now, how about however, you can KO them with one powerful move. The Ultra Insect Blast, where you summon Goku to frick the hell out of them. And now, watch this. Why do I even bother?
If you do not delete this shit right now, I will come to your house and end you. You will perish by my hands.
Unless it's a Super Bowl, no one likes to watch commercials, which is why product companies would like to use other types of media to advertise, like TV shows, movies, comics, and of course, video games. Which is why we're taking a look at the top 10 licensed video games. Movies and TV shows do not count because they're art. Have you eaten a Chex cereal, aka the only good parts of the Chex Mix? Well, they made a video game about it called Chex Quest. The reason why it's low on the list is because it's not a bad game. It's actually a pretty fun boomer shooter with 2 sequels with only 9 developers, one of them being a kid. Overall, it's a weird, fun experience. And I kinda wish that they get rid of the nasty ass bread. This is for your Smash Bros plate. But yeah, this dating sim, or what the kids call risk training, just came and went. It was a PC only game. You can't play it anymore. And it just exists for people to say Xbox Spray made the game. That's it, next spot.
Whopper, 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 Whopper.
Burger King is one of the most mid fast food places on earth, and the king didn't help at all with his freaky ass smile. However, they do have a game like McBuffin, Pocket Bike Racer, and of course, Snake King.
I like square butts and I cannot lie. Squid and Sea Star can't deny.
Funny enough, these games actually did well and actually increased the sales a bit, but it isn't good review-wise, with one of them being a generic racer, bumper cars, and a kinda funny game for like 1 level. But hey, it's like their food. They're terrible, but cheap as hell. Now KFC is just plain ass. However, they did try to modernize their brand a bit by targeting the most poggers thing they could have imagined. A dating simulator. A sad attempt at modernizing Colonel Sanders, this dating simulator is an alchemy filled to the brim with low XC random writing. Also, Colonel Sanders was an actual real person, so I find it weird that they sexualized the founder of KFC. I don't know, maybe it was revenge for those comments he made about them.
You're not that guy, pal.
Universal Studios is a company behind several of the most classic films in history, and also owned a theme park, which also, sadly, got a game. This weird advertisement was a GameCube exclusive game where you need to pick up garbage in order to go to the rides. From Back to the Future, Jaws, E.T., Jurassic Park, and of course, Backdraft. The fireman movie. Look, the point is, it was a bad game to sell more crap. Oh no, how are we gonna play Secret Life of Pets the Ride? Hooters is the only fast food spot where I actually feel uncomfortable to go to. Not because I'm scared of women, but having your business based on sexualizing women is kinda disturbing. Also, they made a game. Hooters Road Trip is a PlayStation 1 game from 2002, 2 years after the PlayStation 2, but maybe it's for broke boys, I don't know. Which was going to be a different game, but Hooters didn't got the license for it, and holy frick, the games are boring. It's a crappy racing game with poorly acted MVPs.
Hi y'all, welcome to Georgia. How you doing, sugar?
And Golf IHOP is better. Next!
ありがとう焼きそば何これ UFO じゃないあなたも焼きそばじゃないわ
偽焼きそば待てあ本物特製ソースビームやった
焼きそばは一人ね
ソースが決め手だ
Okay, UFO Kame Yakisoben is a weird beat-em-up game where your bride got kidnapped by the kettle help dude. And on your way to rescue her, you had to face off green tea dragons, chefs, clowns, blues brothers, and creepy faces. in which you defeat them by pissing noodles on them. And this is all based on the noodle brand commercials in Japan. And also had a movie. Okay. Coca-Cola and video games should not mix well together after that cringy World Peace commercial. But that was just character development. Here's what Coke made during the Atari age. Pepsi Invaders is a weird Space Invaders clone that was not released worldwide, but sold during the 1983 sales convention. This was basically Coca-Cola's Circle Jerk. Even if you lose, it still says Coke wins. Now that's some— okay, come on, you know what's up next. Yeah, put the memes aside, haha, funny Pepsi Man. Only released in Japan for licensing issue.
Pepsi Man, you got here just at the perfect time. I got a call that a vending machine ahead ran out of Pepsi.
While having English dialogue, I guess they were really dedicated to the brand. The game is a short, simple runner-up as Pepsi Man hydrates the thirsty people with soda, while the weird fat American stares out at your soul. Also, there's a Pepsi woman. Oh dear God. Picture this. It's Saturday evening, you get dressed, and your parents take you to GameStop. Or game for my British audience. But when you were looking for a game, you found one called Darkened Sky. A generic fantasy game. But hey, we got 11 months to Metro Prime, so why not? Then your mom or guardian grabs a meal and went straight home. Unless it's your dad, then you had to go for some crazy side quests, speaking from experiences. But anyway, when you get back home and play the game, what will you do when you get to this spot?
That, my strange young sapling, is a Skittles!
This game is a Trojan horse of advertisements. While the other sauce know what they were doing, this game was a secret. It was not on the cover nor on the back. It has 0 mentions in the trailer also, which becomes a literal shock to people who didn't read the back very carefully. Oh no, this is not a product placement. This is a full commission from Mars brand to make this game. While on the outside is a fantasy action game with a few self-awareness.
Mysteriously unaffected by centuries of digestive activity. You see, marketing didn't want us to show us Skittles all narfed up from stomach juices, so they decided, I'll shut up now.
But on the inside is a game about saving the world with Skittles. Overall, let's taste this rainbow for the most insanely licensed game of all time. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. This game was made following the success of the Versus series with Marvel and SNK. We do know about the Capcom roster, but not many with the Tatsunoko side, so here's a rundown. Tatsunoko is an animation series that was formed in 1962 by the Yoshida brothers, Tatsuno, Toyoharu, and Kenji. Their first ever show was Spaces. And so on through ups and downs. They have created so many masterpieces that was both loved in Japan and overseas audiences. These included but not limited to Gotcha Man, Tika Man, Yatta Man, and the Genie Family. Look, you gotta understand Zoomers, they weren't playing Yatta Man on Boomerang. The only shows that I recognized was Speed Racer and Samurai Pizza Cat, which were going to be in the game but were cut for Tatsunoko reasons. Freaking hell, they also animated Neon Genesis and Evangelion. Yeah, show some respect for early animes for once in your life. Sometimes. Now before we get into it, there are 2 versions of the games. Cross Generation of Heroes and Ultimate All-Stars. And now, let's get to the game. Tatsunoko characters came out of the TV, and in Capcom tradition, they throw hands with these invaders. This game doesn't have a story mode, which is why I'm going to talk about the endings a bit early. The endings are also pretty funny and creative. However, this is where the differences come into play, as both Generation and All-Stars have two completely different endings for each character. Big differences is in Generations, which has completely animated endings. If you want to see the Japanese versions, you can check out the Hyper Metal Sonic YouTube channel, they translate them into English. However, you need to turn on annotations to be restored. My favorite one is the Yatterman ending.
ヤッターマン4号水産あららヤッターマン5号なんや
ヤッターマン6号参上。同じく7号。
ヤッターマン8号だ。
ヤッターマン9号。
But my least favorite though is you got your standard Capcom characters like Ryu, Chun-Li, Frank West, Beautiful Joe, and a few Mega Man characters. Extra points for including Batsu from Rival Schools, a game we also reviewed. Make sure to check it out. But I will also like to take attention to the Tatsunoko side. A few teenagers come together to save the world from evil and deal with the themes of environmentalism and the morality of going too far with science. Basically Kamen Rider. Cast-Hand is a robot that is set in a post-apocalyptic world that's also inspired Mega Man. A teenager gains superpowers from a dying scientist to become a superhero to fight injustice and gain. Basically Scooby-Doo, but very unhinged. Another superhero show with robots. A high-tech warrior fights the bad guys set in the future. Two mechanics fight the evil Adorojo, who try to steal the treasures from many lands. Worlds of humans and yokai fuse into one, and it's up to Karas to balance out the worlds. A family with a genie. Now keep in mind, these episodes are very hard to find. Legally, so you might want to look harder. Back to the Capcom roster. This is also Morgan's first debut in 3D form. Funny thing about her is, she's not even my favorite character. I love Felicia more due to how wholesome and adorable she is. I will protect my queen from evil. The character animations are fun and expressive. My favorite personality-wise is Ro in the Dorojo gang. Also, I realized that the Dorojo gang is very famous on the Tatsunoko side. So much so that they're even in the credits and the menu screen in Generations. Great fun action. However, if you look closely, you can tell it's pretty much the same thing as Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Well, that's because it had the same producer, Roto Nishima. Next are the controls. This is a Wii exclusive, meaning I couldn't play with a remote because all of them are broken, so I just use a fight stick because, well, it did hit arcades first. You got your standard light, heavy, and medium hits, as well as a few special moves. The combos are fair, you can light tap then use special moves to spice up your combos. However, some special moves have slower animation. At the bottom left, you can see your hyper bar meter, which means you can perform your ultimate attack, and all of them have great references to the original games in the series. Oh, yeah, he can turn to vehicles. And for the mini games, Generation, All-Stars, there you go. Again, with Generation and All Stars are two completely different.
You used to hide behind another face. At first I didn't understand.
Each one had different intermezzo's. One is rock, one is jazz. I would prefer the Japanese version, however, James Z did carry it.
Nothing's gonna stop you and me from getting into every one of while this beat is kicking. You know that you're my kindred spirit. Fly with me, Jay-Z, and put you to the lip, man.
Yes, it's corny, but it's that special type of corny. Let's go back a bit. Each character in Generation has their own theme. Both Capcom and Tatsunoko have a few remixes, and there are great covers.
ワンとこれやワンツースリーサイレンの音高らかに
誰だ誰だ誰だ空の彼方に踊る影いびけキャシャンたけキャシャン
One of the most special ones are Rose's theme from Mega Man Battle and Chase.
伝えないこの想い止まらない戻れない
One more thing, this song has changed for, well, you'll see. The final boss is Yami, a villain from Okami. Which is weird because Amasaur or any Okami character isn't in the game. At least with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Super Skull is a Fantastic Four route. Here, it just feels weird and out of place. But anyway, there are three forms. The first one is easy if you follow the patterns of it. However, the hyper grab combos won't work, which can be difficult. The second one is a little easy too if you don't jump for too much. And the third one can be very hard, only because the hitbox is crazy and there's this one move that can drain your health by 50%. But when you're skilled in the arts, you can finally beat this demon. From my shock and disbelief, I actually like this game. While it's not perfect, it is still a fun, energetic game. Now which version is better, I have to say Generations, if you know Japanese of course, which is understandable considering that it wasn't supposed to release worldwide. And thus I'm pretty sad that it didn't perform well due to having characters not being recognizable. In which I don't believe we should authorize games just because we don't have knowledge of them. Because to me, you're going to miss out on a lot of great storytelling if it wasn't for these games. Think about it. If it wasn't for MVC3, the quirky, poggers, little XC random Capcom fans wouldn't know about the beautiful story of Rocket Raccoon. Or that the basement dwelling, nerdy, geeky, kinda old comic book fans wouldn't know about the beautiful gothic nature of Darkstalkers. And for me, if it wasn't for this game, I would have known about Tatsunoko. The action of Gatchaman, the humor of Yatman, the savagery of Hurricane Polymorph, which is why I love it when popular franchises introduce people to another world of the mean, and which it kinda works for me. Now with all that being said, I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. So let's fly across the border, okay that kinda sounded crazy, and find a way to keep these characters relevant for generations. Legally.
And that's it. Make sure you check out everyone's game and follow us on our social medias. And if you can, to our Patreon. And don't forget to watch the next issue on the video sharing platform site near you.